Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me and dropping your comments. Definitely want to hear your thoughts and feelings about this very devastating, painful collapse, late game collapse that resulted in the Sixers tying the game and sending it to overtime, and the Knicks were even able to get out and a good start in overtime. I think they got a 5-point lead right away and pretty much couldn't do much after that. There's a lot of reasons. Definitely some mistakes were made, like serious mistakes. I would put several of them on Thibs at the end of the game. And Mitch Robinson, he fouled Tyrese Maxey. The Knicks were up 6 points. He did literally the worst thing you should do, which is give up a 4-point play. So he fouled him, and then he didn't stop the shot from getting off. I did just see a little Mitch mentioning that, he fucked up. He's just got to take it like a man or something like that, which is great to hear. But at the same time, how about we just avoid those situations, man? I don't know about you guys, but I'm really pissed about what happened. But I'm not going to panic at all. It just means the Knicks are going to have to close it out on Thursday in Philadelphia. That's what's going to happen. Let's get into it. All right, the Knicks lost 112-106. I'm going live right now to do this post-game. Welcome, everybody who's here. We got James Buckley, Sandman, Justin Bucano, Jose Castillo, Luis Rivera, Tony Melendez. What's up, brother? Yes, very painful defeat. Very painful defeat. Luis Rivera says worst loss in over 20 years. Not sure about that. Because we were up 3-1. And we're the closeout game is the toughest game there is. Even though we had it at home, Sixers, you could tell they were not going to roll over. And shout out to them. Honestly, they did not give up on at all, even when they were down 6 with like 20-something seconds left. Let me break it down right here. I mean, let's see. So, it was Knicks were up 96-90 after Deuce got into the lane and hit a 14-footer to go from a 4-point game to a 6-point game. And at that point, you think, okay, fine. Then the Sixers call a timeout. At that point, I am wondering why Thibs didn't bring in Precious at that time. And also, wondering why didn't Thibs just try to... The ball was inbounded into the backcourt. Deuce should have been waiting for Maxey there and just foul him the minute he crosses over the half-court line. The minute he crosses over. Because even if he heaves a 3-point shot, it's going to be a bad one. It's going to be a bad attempt. Then you put him on the line. We're up 6. Put him up on the line. He hadn't, and actually Maxey was terrible at his free throws in the fourth quarter. He had missed 3 in a row, but instead there was a switch, and Mitch went over to close out too hard on Maxey, and he fouled him. But he also let Maxey get off a clean look. So he nailed the 3-pointer, goes to the free throw line, hits his first of 4 free throw attempts. He had missed 3 straight, like I said before. And then the game was a 2-point game at that point. And then we come down. Actually, yes. He hit the 3-point. Yes, the game was a 2-point. But then they foul Hart. And Josh Hart, they get the clock down to 15 seconds. Josh Hart misses the first free throw, makes the second one, but now it's only a 3-point game. And again, why didn't we foul before he gets off the shot? Why do you let an attempt happen? That was a huge brain fart. I put that on Coach Thibs. That should never have happened. You never put yourself in a situation where you allow the opponent to either take a clean look to tie the game or to take the lead. You never allow that. when you have at least a 3-point lead. Then here we are. Now the Knicks lost. They're down. We're up 3-2, but Philly's got this momentum now. The fans were talking lots of shit, saying that they were the better team, that they should already have been up before because they should have won game 2. So now Knicks are just going to have to go down to Philly and give them that heartbreak that they gave them on Sunday. So they're going to have to do it on Thursday. Did the Knicks play? Did the Thibs screw up also by not expanding his rotation? Bojan Bogdanovic is gone for the year. Wrist and ankle operation, I believe. He's going to do ankle first and then wrist. I can't remember one or the other. But so then it was just Mitch and Deuce. That was the whole bench. No Precious, which is so odd after the incredible game that Precious played on Sunday in Game 4, especially late in the game. I don't understand that unless he was hurt. I need an explanation. I have not had time to watch any of the post-game interviews or anything as I was prepping for this, but I'm shocked about that. Just completely, utterly shocked. Shout out to the chat. We got Nonchalant in here, Jordan G, Jonathan Green. I know, man. It blows. It blows. It blows so badly. I got highlights for you guys, but let's move on here. Let's see this. So, John Schmelik, I think that's how you say his name, he tweeted this out. Mitch has to be smarter. Thibs should have had them foul when the ball was near half court, up 3. I think they should have done it up 6. Honestly, there was just 20-something seconds left. Get that ball back. Force them to make free throws. Get that ball back, and then try to burn that clock some more. When the ball was near the half court, they should have called timeout to advance the ball. Cost them half the game clock. 3 critical errors right there. You cannot have errors like this in late game, and there were many errors. Brunson threw the ball away in OT, committed a terrible turnover, and Josh Hart missing his free throws. But we were lucky because they were missing free throws as well. Like I said, Maxey had missed, and Maxey made a bad pass. So what's crazy is OG missed a free throw as well with about a minute left. The Sixers didn't even play. They didn't even execute that great towards the end of that fourth quarter. Except Maxey just went crazy. I mean, he was unbelievable in that fourth quarter. He was the whole game for them in that fourth quarter. Outstanding play for him. He came through with 17 points. He hit all 4 of his 3-point attempts. He was 6 of 7. The only block mark on his stat line is 1 of 4 from the free throw line. He delivered 17 points and even got 3 assists. Brunson, 9 points, 1 assist. 1 assist. No Nick hit a 3-pointer in the fourth quarter. And honestly, that was a big difference. The Knicks just got cold in the fourth quarter and could not hit a bucket for nothing. I didn't want to come on, but this is what we do. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. Jesse Rodriguez. Yeah, no Achua. It's just unbelievable. Thibs has been around this game his entire life. How did he not know what to do at the end of this game to avoid what had happened? His team had built a 6-point lead. It should have been, a 7-point lead, but a 6-point lead, with 30-something seconds left. You should be able to pull that out. We saw a collapse like this against the Mavericks last season. And I just don't get it. But there's a lot of blame to go around. And unfortunately, this sours the whole experience. But especially for Mitch Robinson, he was actually having a tremendous game. But then there was a moment there where the Sixers and Nurse got smart. And they knew that Mitch and Brunson were going to be guarding, or Mitch and Deuce, whoever was guarding Maxey. It was going to be a two-man game at the top of the arc, and they switched off, and Mitch ended up on Maxey one play, and he dropped back too far. That's the thing. Another situation where you have to understand the situation of the game. When teams are desperately trying to get back in the game, you don't give them that extra point. So you just got to crowd that three-point line. Don't foul them. But if you do foul him, don't let him get the ball off. But don't foul him. Instead, he drops back. Maxey swishes it. And I think that also factored in that second to last play, which ended up being the deadly 4-point play. I think that was in Mitch's head. He was like, I'm not going to let him get this shot off. And he crowded him, and he fouled him. But he let him get a clean look off first. So just too many blunders all together. And it's sad because Mitch had played a tremendous game. He basically had neutralized Joel Embiid. He made Joel Embiid a non-factor. He forced Joel to commit many, many turnovers. He had committed 8 turnovers at one point. But I think he ended up probably with 10 total. Just tragic. All right, here we got the stats. Before we get to that, let's just get to the highlights, and we'll talk through this together. Thanks for showing up, man. We got Mike Lee, 81 M. Roman. What's up? We should have won tonight. I wish Thibs called timeout at the end of regulation for a better shot. I think Pressure should have had more time toward the end, especially when they went small. Yes, they never even went small. They could have. And once again, the Knicks get off to a slow start in the first quarter. Playing from behind. Nobody was hitting shots. Finally, OG and Brunson started connecting. But let me tell you, in this game, in a game when your guys who are your shot makers need to make shots, Dante DiVincenzo was 1 for 7 from the three-point line. 1 for 7. Josh Hart, who had been unbelievable the first 2 games with the three-point shot, we knew it wasn't going to last forever. But he was 1 for 6. The one three-pointer he hit was a big one. We needed at the time. Cameron Payne. So the Knicks, we got back into this game, and there's at the beginning. Let me get the stats for the first quarter here. We were down 9 at the end of that first quarter, but we battled back. Wait, is this the right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. I thought it was the wrong. We had a tremendous second quarter. But the first quarter, the Knicks, we were down 26-17, down 9. We were 0 for 5 from the three-point line, 7 of 18 overall. Just atrocious play. We were even getting out-rebounded, 13-12, and that ended up being the story. We got out-rebounded for this game. In the second quarter, though, however, the Knicks came out. They were cooking. Josh Hart played all 12 minutes. So did Brunson. Brunson hit all 6 of his field goal attempts, delivered 13 points. We outscored them by 15 in that second quarter, 32-17. So at that point, you start feeling good. But towards the end of the quarter, the second quarter, we also did not execute that well. And this is a game when Kyle Lowry was neutralized because he got himself into foul trouble. It was a non-factor in this game. He played almost 27 minutes, made no buckets, picked up 5 fouls, and Joel Embiid. But he picked up 16 rebounds and 10 assists, 19 points. But this is in overtime. He played almost 48 minutes himself. Maxey played 52 minutes. Shot 17 of 30, 7 of 12 from behind the three-point line. Outstanding, 58.3%. I mean, he was the star of the game. He's like I said, the one blemish is the 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He did commit 3 turnovers. Embiid committed 9 turnovers. The Sixers committed 16 as a team, but the Knicks themselves were sloppy with the ball and committed 14 turnovers themselves. You can see here at the beginning of the third quarter was also a problem for the Knicks. In the third quarter, the New York Knicks could not shoot at all. 7 of 19 overall, 36.8%. They shot 30.8% from the three-point line. Only could put up 21 points and committed 4 turnovers there. They lost the third quarter 26-21, And that was a very bad sign. That's one thing. We had actually been doing well. We had been winning most of the third quarters in the games that we won. We won the third quarter. So when we lost that third quarter, I was a little concerned, though we were still up 70-69 going into the fourth. But that fourth quarter, tragic. Tragic, man. In the fourth quarter, we did shoot better. We shot 11 of 20, so 55%. But they shot 61.1%. We were 0 for 4 from the three-point line in the fourth quarter. They were 5 of 8, 62.5%. So there's the game right there. There is the game right there. They won the fourth quarter, 28-27. You could even, at one point, they showed Thibs during the broadcast. They had his audio. He's telling the guys when he's sitting on the bench, hey, we win the fourth quarter, we win this game. Well, they lost the fourth quarter, and it ended up getting tied and going into overtime. And the vibes were amazing towards the end of that game because the Knicks had battled. Look at this. We had a nice 6-point lead right there. But that was a situation right there. I believe that was Mitch on Maxey right there. Another, great play by Maxey finding Aubrey under the basket. And here, we got a nice turnover here. Mitch poked the ball out. Beautiful. Get a nice dunk right there. It's fantastic. So now we're up 91-86. We had a nice little lead with cushion. And Maxey battles in. One of his 17 points in that fourth quarter. But here we go. We're up 3 with 1:15 left. Brunson puts it up, sinks it. Beautiful. Now we're up 5. We get the turnover here. OG got fouled. OG got fouled there. OG should have pushed the ball up to Brunson there. He got fouled. He only hit 1 of 2. So now we're only up 4. But then instead of being up 5, then beautiful. Deuce hits this. Here's the play. Boom. Foul right now. Boom. There's a mistake. There's a mistake right there. So now we get with the 4-point play. And here, again, foul. Foul now. Foul now. Foul now. Foul, foul, foul. They practice this play. The Sixers practice that play. That is a shot that Maxey takes often. And then look here. Why not call a timeout so we can advance the ball? Instead, just burn the clock. So you just literally just handed this game to the Sixers right there. And now for OT starts. Brunson hits his shot. Looks good. We're up 5. But then Maxey starts cooking. And that's the one where I told you, like, Mitch dropped back a little too much. And here, Embiid hits a big bucket right there. Deuce was on him. And this total brain fart. Who was supposed to be there? I think it had to be Josh Hart who had to be guarding him. Right? Wasn't that Oubrey's man? And then here, Brunson shorts it. That would have tied the game. Just nothing. The Knicks never scored again after that 1 3-pointer that Brunson had hit. And then this total brain fart pass. I mean, shout out to Batum. He played some great defense. But also Brunson, probably was tired, probably was exhausted. He had hit that other 3 before, so he figured, okay, I'll take a clean shot. But Batum knew that was going to happen. So he could have used the screen. But no screen. And that was the game. Wow. That was the game right there. I got to say, these kind of losses can really get under your skin. So the positive is that the Knicks turn around and the Sixers, they play on Thursday. So right away. Not enough time to just sit there and stew too much. The negativity of the way this game ended, just let it go. Let it wash over you. You have a game on Thursday. Just focus on executing that game properly and just bring home a W. I don't care that you don't win at MSG. And it would have been great. It would have been great. It would have been absolutely legendary if the Knicks had been able to take care of business and won this game at home in front of those fans that were loving every single second of it. But it didn't happen. So now Knicks just have to. This is when you're truly tested. Some people might say, okay, that was like a choke job towards the end. It was more than that. It was just pure blunders of execution. I mean, and that's why you have a coach, a head coach that should be there to guide you through these things, especially someone like Thibs, who has been in these situations before. So I'm curious and cannot wait to hear Thibs' post-game interview, honestly, because that's going to be fascinating to me personally. Let me keep going here. Let me check out the chat. Brunson's last shot in regulation was piss poor, says Steve Larson. Yeah, because why didn't Thibs call a timeout to advance the ball? I mean, like right here, like this tweet says. All right, let's get to the stats. You can see OG Anunoby, he played 50 minutes, 17 points, only 6 rebounds for him, though. 2 of 5 from the three-point line, 7 of 12 overall. Isaiah Hartenstein did not play a good game for himself, though he did end up with 4 assists, but only 7 rebounds, 6 points, in his 27 minutes. Brunson, look at that, a 40-piece in a loss. God, that's got to really, really disturb him. Now, he had been getting 10 assists, 9 assists, 13 assists. Tonight, only 6 assists. But it's hard to pick up assists when your teammates aren't making buckets. Look at that. 1 of 7 for Dante. 1 of 6 for Josh Hart from the three-point line. Only 3 of 10 overall for Dante in his 26 minutes. 9 points for him. You can't win in the NBA if your shooting guard is putting numbers like this up. Excuse me. But look at Deuce, man. 33 minutes, 6 of 11, 2 of 7 from the three-point line, 14 points for him, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Oh, man. But why? See the name, the DMP? Precious Achiuwa? Why? Why not even just anything? Just enough so that your Josh Hart, isn't like so fried, and missing free throws towards the end of the game. Why? No Nick in double figures in rebounding tonight. And in an overtime game. In a game where teams missed a lot of shots. That's kind of shocking right there. I said it earlier, I guess I said it in the halftime report. I mean, the team that wins the rebounding battle is the team that's going to win this game. We were down 1 at that point. Here's the plus-minus. OG was a -10. First time he has been the worst in the plus-minus, I think, as a Knick. I think one other time he was a negative. Yeah, this is pretty shocking. -9 for Isaiah Hartenstein. -9 for Brunson. -6 for Josh Hart. +3 for Dante. I mean, explain that. A +2 for Mitch and a -1 for Deuce. Here are the Sixer stats. I kind of messed up on these stats. But let me see. Tobias Harris actually had a pretty decent game himself. Let's get the full game stats here. Tobias Harris played 50 minutes. He put up 11 shot attempts, connected on 7 of them. That's 63.6%. 3 of 6 from the three-point line. 19 points, 8 rebounds for him. Effective game. If Tobias Harris had stepped up in other games like this series might be, 3-2 going the other way. So that is something that is a topic of concern. I think, again, the wear and tear. You got to remember, the Knicks have been playing tons of minutes. We're talking about Hart, Brunson, and Deuce as well. Those 3 have been playing insane amount, and Dante as well, until the past couple of games, have been playing insane amount of minutes for weeks now, or a month and a half or so. It does catch up to you, especially with the intensity of the playoffs. Now, you can ride adrenaline for a long time, but It's those moments. That's when you see Brunson didn't have quite the lift. He messed up on his timing when he was trying to get that three-point shot off in front of Batum, and Batum was about to block it, so he tried to pass it to Ihart, but Ihart was already cutting to go try to get the rebound, the offensive rebound, and there was nobody there. And that's a case where this is where Brunson should have just done the fake, spun, and maybe asked for a pick. Instead, it all kind of broke down. And again, why didn't Thibs call a timeout to inbound the pass and get it to the half court? Would have saved a lot of time. Would have given the Knicks about a 6 or 7 minute chance to get that shot off instead of a 3.5 second, not minutes. Sorry, seconds. Here, let me pull this up here. We're gonna get these numbers correct. Yeah, they had 9 seconds left. Once Maxey hit that pull-up jump shot, that like 35-footer, the Knicks had 9 seconds left. The game was tied. That's when you call a timeout. What are you saving those timeouts for? Just call a timeout and run a play. It's one thing. We have some decent inbound plays. Yes, we did struggle against the Bulls inbounding the ball, but in general, we've been good. We've been getting off some good looks. And instead, tries to dribble up the ball, and he forces a shot with 1 second left. That's just stupid. That's just stupid play. You know, I mean, at that point, we didn't deserve to win this game doing that. A 4-point play, not fouling when you should have, and not calling a timeout so that you can advance the ball. I mean, if I didn't know Thibs, you know, I would have been like, what the hell? Does he want a 6-game series? Does he want? I mean, kind of shocking, man. I am totally shocked right now. Tobias Harris, the Sixers had 4 players in double figures. Oubre, 14 points for him, but missed all 3 of his 3-point attempts. Joel Embiid, 19 points. And then Maxey, look at this. So Joel Embiid and Maxey put up 46, combined for 65 points together. That's why they finished with 112. Second leading scorer for the Knicks was Josh Hart. But, man, that 3-point shooting. We shot 27.8% from the 3-point line. And, look, I'm going to tell you, missing Bojan Bogdanovic really hurts because he's the other guy. When Dante is struggling with his 3-point shot or Deuce, but Deuce was doing okay. He had to heave one up earlier. He probably would have been a 2, but still he finished 2 of 7. So when you have guys struggling, you need that other guy. I don't know where we're going to get that because obviously Thibs is not even looking at Alec Bricks' way at all. And by not extending going to an 8-man rotation with Precious to trying to keep the other guys a little more fresh, I don't know. The way he approached this game, it's a head scratcher. I am actually really stunned. And yet the Knicks were right there. They had a 6-point lead with just 30 seconds left. So however he had approached it was working up until that point. But mental exhaustion creates mental mistakes. Because I honestly, Brunson could have called a timeout. So, you know, and I'm sure Thibs wouldn't have gotten upset. You know, so, I mean, I'm just so annoyed. I had my son here. We were watching the game. We were going crazy celebrating. But I knew not to go too crazy until the game is totally over. But we were feeling the vibes were great. And when Deuce hit that little jump shot in the paint to put the lead up to 6, we thought we had this game. Wow. Unbelievable. Man. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Thrifty by Nature says they'll learn from this, hopefully. I think the Sixers might be our toughest test in the East, considering Porzingis might not be back. Yes, definitely a lot of truth in that. That's why a lot of people didn't want us to face the Sixers. They wanted us to get the Pacers. You know, the Pacers are, wiping the floor with the Bucks. Though I don't know. Have been, but I don't know what the score is right now. Actually, let me check on that. Let's see. Where are we at here? The Bucks are up 82-63. See, teams don't want to lose. They'll do anything they can to avoid losing in the elimination game. So shout out to them for nice. I want to pull this up here so I can keep track of it. Middleton's going off, 24 points. Bobby Portis, who got ejected in previous games, got 19. Brooke Lopez is 10. Patrick Beverly. Pat Bev has got 12. Nice. All right. The Bucks are trying to get this to a game 5 themselves. Okay. Good for them. Let's see. Let's keep going here. Nell says the Sixers kept trying to hand us the game. I know. We just didn't take it. Congrats to the Sixers for the win. Seriously. Tyrese Maxey was unbelievable. But we also made mistakes to give him the opportunity to be the hero. He should never have gotten off those 2 3-point shots. Should never have gotten them off. I would have fouled him. No doubt. He was 2 for 2 for the 3-point line in that fourth quarter by that point. And for the game, he was 7 of 12. So at that point, he was, he was 5 of 9. Or 5 of 8. He was 5 of 8. We should have fouled him. Unbelievable. Well, I'm not going to go talking forever on this thing right now because it's obvious what the Knicks have to do in Game 5. Thibs has to expand his rotation. He's got to bring in Precious, use his length. I still want to see times when we have OG, Precious, and I'd love to get Sims out there. The live body that he has, that athleticism that he has, make those guys work, try to get around him. And also, on the offensive end, he's tough. His athleticism is tough to slow down. He can get those block shots. I would love to see us go big for a period of time, a 5-6 minute stretch, and then lean it, then go small. Keep Nick Nurse guessing constantly. Instead, we kind of became like a stationary target where it just was give the ball to Brunson and see what he can do. Well, we know what happens. We know that when he is, he's incredible. He gave us 40 points tonight, but he's not infallible. He's not infallible. So there's going to be times when he's just not going to have it. And that turnover he made was just unbelievably tragic. Unbelievably tragic. And it wasn't just that. There were other times as well. Let's see. He committed a foul over here. He fouled Maxey with about a minute and a half left. Let's see. Where else? There were some other. Anunoby out of bounds. A terrible behind the back pass to Mitch. There was no way. First of all, you guys don't have that chemistry yet. Mitch wasn't even looking for something like that. It's those kind of things. Like, you have to really be buttoned down. Josh Hart did the same thing. Another out of bounds bad pass turnover himself, which he was furious with himself after he did that. But the Sixers made mistakes too. Maxey lost ball. He had a turnover himself. Embiid threw the ball out of bounds. Like I said, like whoever wrote that in chat, they were trying to give this game away to us. It's really a shocker, but I will say, if you remove Game 2 and Game 5, those other 3 games, the Knicks won 2 of those other 3 games. And they won them. They actually won them without, crazy. In fact, one of the games, the game that the Knicks lost, Embiid should have been thrown out of that game. So they lucked out in that respect. So even though you look at the stats and the scores and everything, and it looks pretty tight, the Knicks have been the better team throughout this series, except for the last minute in this particular game. Wow. Shocking. All right, man. Decided to go live to share this pain and agony with you guys. I really appreciate you guys joining me in this. Man, it's going to be a tough next 44 hours or so. I got a feeling the Knicks are going to come out with a tremendous fire and desire, as Clyde would say. And I hope that the Knicks fans that were in the Wells Fargo Arena for Game 4 will return for Game 6 and just be right there and take over that arena so that they can celebrate and go crazy in their home arena once they take this game, once they put an end to this series. Fingers crossed on that. Yeah. First of all, Vegas picked Sixers to win this series in the very beginning. So, and then they changed it immediately when they realized what the hell they did. What else we got? Any other interesting comments here? Thibs needs to trust his other players more. That's right, Lex, for sure. This was a great example of that. All right. Okay, I'm going to shut it down. Not much more to talk about in this game. No one has a ring until they get one. Actually, Thibs does have a ring. Yeah, he does have a ring. He does have a ring. He does have a ring. No, look, there's no excuse for Thibs brain farting here and not calling a timeout or not having his players foul. Put him on the free throw line for 2 free throws as opposed to giving, 3-point looks to Tyrese Maxey, who's one of the deadliest shooters in the game right now. I mean, I still can't believe what I saw. And it happened so fast. But I was thinking, okay, don't overreact, don't go crazy. Let's see what happens. And then boom. Crazy. Brunson said to play on. You think? Thrifty? I don't know. I mean, that could be possible. Yeah, well, you got a terrible look at the end. All right. I'm going to shut this down. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Look, Knicks are going to win this series. I have no doubt about that. It just, unfortunately, wasn't tonight. That's the worst thing. But it was right there. It was right there. And if we know anything about this team, is they go back into the lab and they figure it out. And they're going to come out for Game 6. Honestly, I mean, I could see them just completely cooking the Sixers in Game 6. It could happen. It could totally happen. Because there's no way that they're going to back down. Those Nova guys are champions themselves. Dante knows what it's like to be on a championship team in the NBA as well. Though he definitely has to step up. And I think by Game 6, he should be able to do it and step up. Thibs knows what has to happen, what they have to take care of. I think they're going to be ready. And I do believe that Thibs is going to expand the rotation this time. I think he's going to expand it. I think one of the reasons why he didn't is because the Knicks got off to a poor start once again. They were down 9, and I think that kind of made Thibs a little tight. And then he saw something working with Deuce and Mitch and OG Hart and I think it was Dante, or it was Brunson. He saw that unit starting to cook, early in that second quarter. And then the Knicks, we blew them out. We won that second quarter by 15. So I think Thibs fell into his own trap of seeing results in front of him, but also ignoring the reality of exhaustion and the reality of needing other players later on in the game. So hopefully that is something he will correct. We do always make it hard on ourselves. All right. Again, my name is George. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that thumbs up button for me. And drop your comments. If you're watching this later on, drop your comments. I read them all. I appreciate them tremendously. Maybe you guys saw something that I overlooked or whatever, and I always appreciate that, the putting a focus on that for me. And look, I'm going to try to do a pregame show on Thursday. I ran out of time today to do it, so look out for that. And I think the mood is going to be very different 48 hours from now. All right, thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George, and you are in the Knicks-Verse. And I want you to return to the Knicks-Verse. And I will see you around very soon on Thursday. The Knicks-Verse!